This is going to really come down to your development with your plyometrics, extensive and intensive. Extensive being your very small, low intensity plyometrics where we're just bouncing off the ground and work on elasticity in the ankle and the lower legs. And then your intensive is going to be the ones that people like to see on Instagram. So jumping really high and landing on the ground from a depth drop, hurdle hops, things where you think about just more intensity, similar to a barbell. If you're loading up a bar heavy, that's going to be more intensity. The more force we're putting into the plyometric, the more intense it is. So you need to be well versed on both sides of those, with an emphasis again of creating force quickly. So that ties back into the force production. So if you're doing a lot of plyometrics, but you're spending a lot of time on the ground, odds are it's not going to carry over to what you're trying to do on the field. So keeping that in mind as you do that training. Number 3, creating force in the right direction. This is a lot of what we spend our time on with our athletes, teaching athletes how to properly sprint, but also to be able to create force in the right direction that works with their body versus against their body. I'd say a majority of kids that come in the beginning, probably 90%, are not good at this. And it has to do with technique. It has to do just with understanding of how to sprint. A lot of times we joke that athletes, are asked to sprint quickly. Coaches want them to be faster, but they've never really been taught how to get faster or how to run correctly and use all the force that they are producing up in the other 2 categories. Okay, I'm producing a lot of force based on my mass. My ground contact times are good. I'm getting off the ground quickly. I'm bouncy. And honestly, sport is played at a very certain mile per hour. We have some GPS data on that. So as we train our athletes, and we know when they get proficient enough in speed based on their sport, and then it's how can we control that speed and create fluidity within that so that they can be quick on the field and create separation. So appreciate you guys listening.